Advice about staying healthy and hitting the gym isn't new, but when was the last time you had a serious brain workout? Now, as we get older, it becomes more important, especially to determine the difference between normal aging and potentially more serious concerns.
That's why Paul Campbell founded Moneta Health, and he's here today with neurologist Dr. Lydia Estanislao to share valuable insight. Good morning.
Morning to you guys.
Morning.
How you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
Wonderful. It's great to have you in. You know, Dr. Lydia, we all forget things, whether it's names, sometimes keys. Where are those keys?
I do
always
both
that.
those things.
I know. But when does that really become a
Sure, yeah, that's a very good question. So usually you would know. After all, nobody knows you more than you do, so usually you would know. Unfortunately, though, with dementia, it can sometimes take away the insight of the person, so you may not always know. So the next best person who would know would be a loved one or a caregiver or a family member who knows the person very well. He or she will notice a change in and a decline from the previous level of functioning of the person.
Yeah.
So to explain it more, I'm going to give you some examples of my patients whom I've seen in my office. So one patient came with repetitive questioning, being very repetitive. So the husband was complaining that his wife was always asking the same question over and over again because she would forget the answer to the question.
Yeah.
Another patient of mine came with a change in behavior. He started to withdraw from social engagements because it turns out that he was having problems conversing with his friends and people because he would forget what he wanted to say. So he would stop in the middle of the sentence and he would lose track of the conversation. He also has become quite irritable and suspicious and anxious. So it led to social withdrawal. So he started to lose interest in social engagements and stuff.
When do you start noticing that difference between normal aging and an apparent cognitive decline?
That's when these symptoms start getting in the way of the patient's daily functioning.
Yeah.
So when it starts disrupting the day-to-day function of the patient. So those are, again, these are like warning signs, you know.
Right.
One other patient of mine actually had a decline in judgment. He was a very successful banker previously, but he started to engage in risky investments. So he started to actually, it turns out that he was having difficulty discerning what is safe investment and what is not. So he was noted to have started to commit expensive mistakes.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, how common is cognitive impairment, and when should really people start paying close attention and really doing something about it?
It's actually getting very common, especially with the aging of population. It is estimated, about 2 or 3 years ago, it's estimated that in the entire United States, there are about 7 million Americans living with Alzheimer's disease. Now, in Nevada, it was reported that it was around 55,000 live with Alzheimer's disease in Nevada.
And Paul, this is one of the reasons why you created Moneta. How does it work? What does it do? And how does it help?
Yeah, so Moneta Health was founded really from something very personal. My mom was diagnosed with dementia, and I went through this journey of going to the primary care doctor and then trying to find a doctor like Dr. Lydia, and it just took a lot of time. And so what Moneta is, we're a brain health company, and a quick fun fact, we're named after the Roman goddess of memory, and it's really at the root of why we exist, and that is to help patients who are experiencing the beginnings of cognitive decline, to help them strengthen their memory.
Yeah.
And we built a program that's based on cognitive rehabilitation therapy. So I'm not a doctor. Sorry, Mom. And so the way I explain cognitive rehab is it's like physical therapy for the brain.
The workout.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us and the incredible work that you're doing in this space. To learn more about the benefits and breakthroughs of Moneta Health and how they can help you or a loved one, just visit monetatv.com.